Greetings, people of the interwebs. Did you miss me? I sure missed you guys. Man, I mean, a month of being possessed, huh? You think it'd feel painful, but nah, not really. Well, unless you consider being comatose for a month painful. Anyways, welcome to another episode of The Breakdown. Now, I had to rush this animation mainly because the Shadow Glitch saga ended on Halloween and the elections start on November 6th. As of the recording of this episode, I don't know whether I made this before or after Halloween. For those who live in the nation of the US of A, we have an election coming up. Nothing big, it's only going to affect everyone. And I just wanted to give some tips and advice in the eyes of the younglings who are out there who are allowed to vote. My main focus is the 18 to 26 age demographic because this group usually is the lowest out of all of the other groups to vote. Before I give some tips though, I just wanted to say a few things. First of all, the title is partial clickbait. There is no wrong way of voting, so follow your own footsteps and do what you believe is right. Second of all, let's not get political in the comments unless it's to give advice on how to vote or specific tips on voting. I'm keeping my political views mostly hidden so I don't get yelled at by President Chester Cheetos up in the White House. That was a joke. That was a joke, okay? Guys, relax. Don't hate me. With all that, let's get started. So tip number 1. Do the research. Don't walk into the booths knowing nothing about the propositions or the individuals who are running. Do some heavy research on this. And if you live in California, you must have gotten a book like this in the mail. I don't, nor have ever lived in any other state, so I wouldn't know how they run things. But what I do know is read it. Read the ever-living crap out of the shit. It'll save your life. Second, don't feel pressured. Chances are that there will be people, whether they're your friends, families, colleagues, professors and teachers, etc., who are trying to coerce you to voting for someone that they want to vote for. Don't listen to them unless they're educating you on them. There's a difference between educating you on a specific governor and being pressured on voting for them. Take the education to heart, but don't let them force you to vote anyone. 3. Wear deodorant. You know how hot it's gonna be in the booth. Please wear light deodorant, enough so you won't smell like a skunk who died underneath the highway. I say wear light because you're trying to not smell bad, not smell great. I don't want a booth to smell like the inside of a middle school gym locker after a teenager sprayed a crap load of Axe and Old Spice deodorant spray. Jokes aside, the next tip may be a little controversial, so please, along with my other videos, come into this with an open mind for knowledge. 4th tip is, do not vote for someone just because they align with your political party. If you are a Democrat, don't vote for someone just because they are a Democrat too. We need to be leaders, not followers. If you're a Democrat who believes in a specific Republican viewpoint, vote for that Republican point. Same goes if you're a Republican with a Democratic viewpoint. If you agree with me on a specific issue, but are just agreeing with me because they align with your political view, you're going to be ridiculed. This also coincides with the first tip. Do the research and vote for what you think is right, not for what you think your party would want. You can be a Democrat with Republican opinions and vice versa. Don't let labels dictate on who to vote for. Number 5. Don't stay overly opinionated. You remember when I said that you shouldn't let other people coerce you into voting for someone? Yeah, it still applies to you. You should not force your political views on someone regardless. Now, I see this in the YouTube comments on a lot of videos, especially in 2016, on very vulgar flame wars between Trump supporters and Clinton supporters. Yeah, don't do that. Even if you do, like your F-bombs and mental disability slurs are going to change their mind. Not only is it pointless, but it's not how you should go around educating people, and I already explained why. The 6th and final tip that I can provide you guys is the most important one of all. Vote. A lot of YouTubers have been very vocal on voting at this time. Well, yeah, it's very important. If you think that your vote is just 1 in a million that won't make a difference, you're wrong. For those who have been reading the news, we have a new Supreme Court judge. His name is Kavanaugh. Like him or not, the votes lied 50 to 48 voting for him. That means one person in the Senate made the deciding factor. Now, we don't have any right to vote in the Supreme Court nominations, but the example still applies. Your vote matters, alright? If you don't want to vote, I completely understand. You don't have to, and you're not obligated to. I know I will. However, if you don't vote and you complain about things not going your way, you've only yourself to blame. Just vote, for crying out loud. This demographic makes up the lowest percentage of those who vote, with the elderly making up most of the vote. Come on guys, let's be serious here. This can also apply to any other country that has voting policies enacted. For any country, your voice matters. We like to stay silent. It's the social norm now. But lives have always been on the line. This is not just one time. This election isn't the only time. While this could be more important than a few other ones, this is still important. So you got the tips, class. Do the research, follow your own path, don't force your views on others, don't feel pressured, wear some deodorant, and just freaking vote. Your voice matters regardless of political view. Man, this episode was a little more serious, huh? I need to make a joke here. Thank you guys for watching this episode of The Breakdown. If you like what you see, smash that like button and subscribe. I want to have 1 million subscribers by the end of tomorrow morning. Is that okay? Alright. On your left, you can see the Shadow Glitch saga in its entirety. And on the right, you can see the last robot analysis. You'll need to see this so you'll be prepared for the next episode of The Breakdown. Relationship advice will be coming next, so stay cartoon. I hate myself. Thank you everyone for watching, and I bid you all adieu.